the BasicGrey Magnetic Precision Mat. I'm going to just give you some basic information about the mat, and then I'll show you how you can use it with your projects. The grid that's printed on the mat has an outside perimeter of 1/8 inch increments, and the interior is marked at 1/2 inch increments. The mat itself is 15 by 15 inches. However, the inside area, the working area, is 12 by 12. Now the mat is self-healing, but just, as a warning, don't use it with hammers, punches, or other high impact tools because that can damage your mat. The mat comes with 8 strong magnetic tacks and also an 18-inch magnetic ruler. One of the greatest features with this mat, and one of the reasons why you'll want to keep it on your desk at all times for crafting, is the great grid on it. Let's say you've got a card here. I've just folded a card down. And I want to make sure that this piece of pattern paper is on here completely straight. I don't want it to be, crooked or at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line up the folded corner or the folded edge of this card. I'm going to line it up along this line. And then I can, after I put adhesive on the back of this, I can bring it over and line it up with that line right there and that line right there, and it'll be adhered on straight. Because the mat is magnetic, you can use a couple different tools with it that come with the mat. The first one is the 18-inch ruler, and I'm just going to cut a straight piece off of this, and I'm going to line up my paper with one of the lines on the grid. Then I'll take my ruler and line it up right there, and I'm lining it up along this line. Then I can take a craft knife and just hold it in place. Just doesn't need a whole lot of pressure, but just a little bit. And one of the ways to get a really straight cut is to kind of cut it, 3 or 4 times and press really lightly. And that's when this magnetic ruler comes in handy, because it holds everything in place and nothing's going to shift around while you're cutting. But if you don't want to use the ruler for a straight line, you can use the tacks to cut a curved line. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. I'm just going to set this out right here and put some of the tacks down. When you're cutting curved lines out of paper, sometimes it can be a little bit daunting because you're going to be moving your blade around and you don't want anywhere near your fingertips. The tacks here will hold it down, and they're strong enough that you won't even have to touch the paper at all. So I'm going to leave my hand off here to the side, and I'm just going to come in here and cut a curved line. Okay, take the tacks off. And then this piece is cut out without having to have my fingertips anywhere near the craft knife. Another great feature of the mat, and one you might not even think of, is that sometimes when you're working on a project and you have it sort of arranged the way you want it, but you want to walk away for a bit and come back and look at it a bit later, you don't want to lose anything that you've already done. So what you can do is, let's say I've got this piece down here, and there's 3 layers underneath this. This piece, the front of the card and the back of the card. I'm going to take my tacks and I'm just going to put them down on a couple spots on the card. Okay. And then I can pick it up and hang it on the wall. This holds up really well. The tacks are strong enough that you don't even have to worry about anything sliding off the mat.